So we have a new archetype coming to the game linked to the Diabellstar lore. That's also a fusion archetype coming out in Rage of the Abyss, so you're going to want to check this out. Hey everyone, this is Max and MaxiTCG. Thanks for joining me in another video. So in this video I have a new organization article. The link will be in the description as well as in the cards. It's the Azamina Archetype, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Not positive on that yet, but the Azamina have come to collect Rage of the Abyss. So new cool archetype, again with the Diabellstar lore. So it'd be cool to check these out and see how good they are. So first card right here is Azamina Rhea Silvera, Dark Illusion Fusion Effect Monster, level 6, 1900, attack, defense 1500. And it takes 1 illusion monster plus 1 light spellcaster monster. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. Any battle damage your Azamina monster other than Azamina Rhea Silva inflict to your opponent is doubled. 2. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can tribute this card to negate that effect. And 3. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add 1 Sinful Spoils Trap from your deck to your hand. So this card's pretty interesting. The fact that it's a quick effect, Omni Negate on your opponent's turn by tributing itself is pretty scary. I don't really like Omni Negates. I think the good thing is at least they lose the body, so that's good. But it is scary they can just go into an Omni Negate with this. It does potentially open some OTK potential maybe with being able to do double battle damage with your Azamina cards. So it seems interesting. And if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add a Sinful Spoils Trap from deck to hand. So kind of trying to maybe utilize more of that idea that Diabellstar had with, oh, you summon Diabellstar, you get the trap, okay, they remove it on your opponent's turn, it summons back, so it's another card. There's some interesting ways in which that can play, but the problem is everyone just gets rid of Diabellstar. It's not this kind of lingering card that's meant to be played around, so maybe this will kind of focus more on using Diabellstar as not just a starter, but something that's kind of annoying for your opponent to play around. The ability to make an illusion and a light spellcaster monster is probably not that hard, so I think kind of see how easy it is to make this. It is kind of sucks that the illusions don't all have that destruction by battle immunity, but if you're playing an Omni Negate with the destruction by battle immunity, I think that would be very bad. So I'm glad that it doesn't in this case. Hey everyone, this is Editing Max. If you're enjoying the content, hit that thumbs up button, give the video a like, and leave a comment if you have any discussions you want to start, and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more of this type of content. Everyone, thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy, and we'll get back into it. And so next card we have Azamina Rcielago. Definitely did not say that right. Dark Illusion Fusion Effect Monster, level 6, attack 2000, defense 2400. It takes 1 illusion monster plus 1 light spellcaster monster. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can add 1 Azamina or Sinful Spoils card from your deck to your hand. 2. Monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense for each Azamina monster you control. And 3. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add 1 Sinful Spoils spell from your deck to your hand. So this one I like a lot. The ability to be able to add cards when fusion summoned is really solid to your hand. The ability to make your opponent's monsters lose attack and defense could be a good way to kind of sit on these and kind of protect yourself. Makes it even harder to kind of play around the fusion Omni Negate if you get this out plus this. And then also if they're destroyed by battle, this one gets you the spell, the other one gets you the trap. So it seems pretty solid, pretty good card so far. Not as good as the first one with the Omni Negate, but still seems decent. And kind of more of maybe a starter card to go into. So next we have Azamina Soul Erysichthon. Not sure how to pronounce that one. Dark Illusion Fusion Effect, level 6, attack 2700, defense 0. Takes 1 illusion monster plus 1 fiend monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. If this card is fusion summoned, you can target 1 card on the field, send it to the graveyard. 2. During the standby phase, you can target 1 Azamina or Sinful Spoils card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Right, so this also seems like a very good card. Again, if you fuse on your opponent's turn, you'll be able to target a card in the field and send it to the grave. I like that a lot better than just the generic Omni Negate. And then also during each standby phase, you can target an Azamina or Sinful Spoils card in your graveyard at your hand. So really nice recursion kind of happening here. Could work well with the other fusion that we saw that lowers attack and defense. So you can put this in attack. A 3000 monster now can't just attack over it. So that's cool. The more you keep this on the field, the more resource you gain to outgrind your opponent. And And the Sinful Spoils package already has some really good grind game with, the Wanted being able to draw cards and everything. So I think that seems really cool. So overall, really liking this so far. Seems very solid. Got another fusion. So you have Azamina Regina, Dark Illusion Fusion Effect, level 8, 3000 attack, 2000 defense. Takes 1 illusion monster plus 1 level 6 or higher fiend monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. You can target 1 illusion monster in your graveyard, except Azamina Regina, special summon it. 2. When a Sinful Spoils or Azamina card or effect is activated, except Azamina Regina quick effect, you can target 2 cards on the field, destroy them. Alright, so this seems like something maybe you would fuse with the other guy, since he's a level 6 or higher fiend. So after you use this card's effect, summon on your opponent's turn, you can fuse into this one, and that will give you the option to bring other cards back, so that could potentially bring back the guy you fused. But this is only on fusion summon, so the destruction effect won't happen again, but you can still have him on field to keep regaining resources, or you can summon I believe you can summon this guy back too for the Omni Negate, this one as well for battle protection. But again, these are on fusion summon, so the special summon off this won't trigger, but seems like a very solid card. Also, when you activate one of your cards that you're kind of bringing back and setting to destroy 2 cards on the field, seems very good. The only thing I don't like so far with these fusion is just an Omni Negate. I'm glad it tributes itself, so you lose the body at least, but I do think this has a really cool design, and then just threw kind of like a very simple, kind of boring effect on it. So we'll see if maybe this deck has an issue with Nib, but I feel like this could have sit on a couple fusions potentially. So I feel like we could play around that, or even Maxi to a degree, from what we're kind of seeing initially and my thoughts. But the main thing that we need to look into is how easy it is to summon these, because these are not easy to fusion summon, and you have to do it in a very generic kind of from hand and field, and that's it. I don't think this is going to be as good. So you have Sacred Azamina, normal spell. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. 1. Reveal 1 Azamina fusion monster in your extra deck and send 1 Sinful Spoils card from your hand in or field to the graveyard for every 4 levels it has. If those cards are set, reveal them. Then special summon the revealed monster. 2. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 Azamina monster you control and or in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. So this seems like a very good fusion card, letting you reveal, send a Sinful Spoils card from hand or field to grave for every 4 levels. You'd send 2 to get any of these level 6s out. I think that last guy is an 8, so you'd have to send 2 for that as well. But what's nice too is the first effect of fusion summon actually isn't once per turn, so you can also recur this card back, recycle some of your fusion or other resources back into the deck, and then be able to fusion summon again, potentially going into the guy that destroys, or going into from the guy that destroys to the other card that when you activate an Azamina or Sinful Spoils card turns 2 other cards to destroy. So definitely seems like a pretty solid fusion card. So I like that a lot. Recursion and ability to pretty generically summon these cards out in a more themed deck. So I like that. So let's see what else they got. So you have Azamina Ofeiletis. Definitely did not pronounce that correctly. A quick play spell. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. 1. During the main phase, reveal 1 Azamina fusion monster from your extra deck, and send 1 Sinful Spoils card from your hand and or field to the grave for every 4 levels it has. If those cards are set, reveal them, then special summon the reveal monster. This is treated as a fusion summon. 2. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your grave, target 1 Azamina monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So this also seems like a very solid card. They're able to, again, get more ways to fusion summon, a quick play to fuse on the opponent's turn, which is great for the guy that summons on the opponent's turn to destroy, so very good there. And then you can also banish this from the graveyard during your turn to bring back other Azamina monsters from your grave. So really good recursion. Seems very solid, so I'm really liking this a lot so far. Next we have a trap card, Azamina Hamartia, normal trap. You can only use 1 of the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn, and only once that turn. 1. Reveal 1 Azamina fusion monster from your extra deck. Shuffle 1 Sinful Spoils card from your graveyard and or banishment into the deck for every 4 levels it has, and special summon the revealed monster. This is treated as a fusion summon. 2. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Sinful Spoils spell or trap in your graveyard, set it, but it cannot be activated this turn. So I like this card a lot too. Again, just more ways to really pump out these fusion and be able to make plays. The ability to recycle your banished card seems good since you only have one wanted. You can put that back into the deck to be able to search it again and get more draws and kind of really play this cool resource game that I'm liking a lot with these cards. I think that's really awesome. So I like that a lot. And then you can also banish this from grave to set one of your Sinful Spoils spell or traps to kind of keep making plays. So I really like the kind of synergy we're seeing between this Azamina and Diabellstar lore. I think all of these cards have seemed really good so far. And then last card we have here is Sinful Spoils Deception Continuous spell card. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. Contribute one monster from your hand or field. Add one Azamina card from your deck to your hand. 2. If a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard and you control an Azamina monster, you can make your opponent lose 1500 life points, and if you do, gain 1500 life points. 3. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there from the face-up spell and trap zone this turn, you can set it. Right, so when we look at this card, 1, it's a continuous card that literally just lets you add an Azamina card from deck to hand every turn, just by tributing a monster from your hand or field, so that's good. And it has this really annoying burn effect that if a monster is sent to the opponent's graveyard and you control an Azamina monster, make your opponent's life points lose 1500 and you gain 15. That's crazy because you just have to have one. So any like Foolish Burial, any deck that sends from deck to grave, they just get burned, for no reason. And it's continuous; it just stays on the field every turn. And then you also can send this, which I really like this synergy. I don't like the burn synergy. I don't like the Omni Negate so far that we've seen, but the ability to use this face up, search a card, send it, get it back for the previous turn, or flip it back up again, and then you could potentially burn your opponent on their turn and stuff. So I really like the way this is working. The only thing I don't like is that burn and then the Omni Negate from the first fusion. Hey everyone, this is Editing Max. If you're enjoying the content and you want to support the channel, you can check out the TCG affiliate link in the description below. It supports the channel and costs you nothing, and you'll just be doing the same thing you normally do when you buy cards from TCG Player. If you're new to buying cards from TCG Player, check out my website. I have a section on it that helps out new people, kind of explaining some of the aspects of TCG Player so that way you can get the most out of your money and you don't fall into some of these weird things that some people do to push up the price of cards. If you want to become a patron on the channel, check out my Patreon. It's another way you can help support the channel. We have different perks you can check out, like a lot of archetype proxies you see on the screen. Every week, I put a new one out that everyone on the channel can vote on YouTube, and then these go to Patreon for you to print out. You can also join for early access. Some videos will be 1-day early access, others that are in a longer series could be weeks out in advance, and you can get the entire thing at once, while everyone on YouTube has to wait week by week for all the videos to come out. You can also join for an exclusive Yu-Gi-Oh! Reaction series where I watch through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, we have discussions in the comments, and watch through it together as well. Plus, there are other perks coming out in the future. Everyone, thanks again for watching the content. Alright everyone, that is it for the Azamina new support. Honestly, I think every card is good and playable. I like it a lot, and I'm really excited to kind of see this archetype and play it. I'm hoping it's not going to be super expensive because I really want to try this out. Hopefully at that point, maybe we'll see the Sinful Spoils cards, maybe get a reprint at this point. We'll see. Has been a while since they've been out. So it'd make this deck also fun where more people can play with it. But then if they do make these cards expensive, it'll kind of a way for, you can get the Sinful Spoils, Diabellstar, and Wanted, and maybe they'll get hit even or something like in the OCG, but we, do get to, see these new cards, and maybe they'll be expensive to kind of make up for the other older cards that were expensive now being cheaper. We'll kind of see what happens. Let me know what you guys think of these cards. Are you excited for this archetype? Do you think it seems good? I don't think it's overpowering and like too crazy, but it does seem like a fun mid-rangey kind of style deck that could be pretty solid. And especially if it gets more support, which it probably will. And I really like what it could do so far. So definitely really liking kind of what I'm seeing out of this. And I look forward to hearing what you guys think, and I'll see you all in the next video.